Hi everyone, my name is Jessica Stoner and this is my 10-minute video. For this video, I will be talking and demonstrating three-digit multiplication. This is mostly taught in 5th grade math. The benchmarks for 5th grade math are write and interpret and or evaluate numerical expressions, analyze patterns and relationships, understand the place value system, perform operations with multi-digit whole numbers and with decimals to the hundredths, use equivalent fractions as a strategy to add and subtract fractions, apply and extend previous understandings of multiplication and division to multiply and divide fractions, convert like measurement units within a given measurement system, represent and interpret data, geometric measurement, understanding concepts of volume and related volume to multiplication and to addition. The objective for this lesson is that my students will be able to solve multiplication problems with a three-digit factor by themselves. I will begin my lesson by saying today we are going to learn how to multiply three-digit numbers. Three-digit numbers have a digit in the hundredths place, the tens place, and the ones place. This is where I will then represent these place values using the base 10 blocks so my students can visually see the place values. Unfortunately for this video, I do not have materials or the base 10 blocks to represent the place values, so I will have to do that at another time. But hopefully if I do teach this lesson in the future, I will have them, or I will have straws or sticks, something like that to represent the base 10 system. Then this is where I will decide if I want to play my video or not. I believe that this video is very informative, but the students might have a hard time paying attention and staying with the video since it is just somebody talking and demonstrating what is going on. So I might just have this video as a reference when they need help at home so they can see what they learned in class and they can apply it to the homework. Then I will go into explaining that multiplying two three-digit numbers involves several steps. We have to start by placing one number above the other so that the hundreds match up, the tens match up, and the ones place are lined up. For example, I will show this in a minute later on in the video, but I will use 460 and 403. I will match the numbers so the hundred place matches up, or in this case the fours. The tens place matches up, so the 6 and the 0. And then the ones place match up, so the 0 and the 3. And then I will draw a line under the bottom number to show that those are the only two numbers that I am multiplying together and that the answer goes below the line. Then I will continue to explain how to multiply these two numbers together. So I will begin by writing my two numbers that I'm multiplying together. So I am multiplying 460 by 403. So for this video, I'm going to color code because I think it will help the students if I use different colors, and I know that it definitely helps me, so I think it's a good idea to color code. So I will begin by multiplying the numbers in the ones place. So the 0 and the 3. So 0 times 3 is 0. Now what we're going to do is we're going to stick in the ones place on 403. So I'm going to go 6 times 3. Now 6 times 3 is 18. So what we have to do is we have to carry the 1. Now 4 times 3 is 12, but since the 1 is up here, it's like addition. So 4 times 3 is 12, plus 1 is 13. Now that I am done with that, I'm going to cross out the 3 so I don't use it again, and I'm going to cross out the 1 so I don't use that number again either. Now I'm going to switch colors, and I'm going to put a 0 in the ones place in place of the 3 because we've already used that. Now I'm going to multiply 0 times 0, which is 0, 6 times 0, which is 0, and 4 times 0, which is 0. Now that I am done with 0, I will cross out 0. Then I will move on to the 4. So what I'm going to do here is have 2 zeros in place because we don't want to use these two numbers again. So 4 times 0 is 0. 4 times 6 is 24. So I'm going to write the 4 and carry the 2. Now, 4 times 4 is 16, plus 2 is 18. So now we don't have another place to carry it over, so you just write the number right here. Now what we are going to do is add all these numbers together, just these ones. You don't add these two, just the 3 that you came up with. So we're going to add down. So 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 0 plus 0 is 8. 3 plus 0 plus 0 is 3. 1 plus 4 is 5. And now these are like zeros above the 8, so we carry down the 8. And then again, zeros above the 1, so we carry down the 1. So your answer is going to be 185,380. Now that I have showed my students how to multiply a 3-digit number, we will multiply 1 together. So I'm going to do 185 times 242. Now for this one, since I've already been through this with my students, I will have my students help me out on this one. So it should look, or I guess sound, like this. So I will be, so what is 5 times 2? Then the class will say 10. So I'll be like, okay, now what do I have to do? They will raise their hands and I will pick on one student to tell me what to do. Now the student will hopefully say, you write the 0 and you carry the 1. Then I will continue, what do I do next? Then the students will say 8 times 2. So 8 times 2 is 16. Then hopefully they will recognize that I carried the 1 over, so you have to add it. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 1 is 17. Then same thing with 2. 1 times 2 is 2 plus 1 is 3. Now hopefully they are getting the concept of what to do. But if they aren't, I will continue with this and then go through with explaining again what to do. So if they are confused again, I will say, okay, now we still need that placeholder because you've been through 2, you don't want to use it again. So that's a placeholder. Now we go 5 times 4, which is what? The class will tell me that it is 20. Now this one is weird because you have to write the 0 in and carry the 2. So some students might get confused by saying that you write the 2 and carry the 0. And then I will have to explain that no, it's just like what we did here where you wrote the 0 and carry the 1. Then we move on to 8 times 4, which is 32, plus 2 is 34. So we write the 4, and then we carry the 3. Now, 4 times 1 is 4, plus 3 is 7. Now that we're done with that, we cross it out again. Then I will have my students try and help me out.